Hi, I'm Loralyyn, and I like otters. I'm a variety streamer that focuses on story-driven games. I stream every night except Wednesday and Thursday at 7:30.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm Loralyyn, but you can call me Lora. I am an affiliated streamer on Twitch. It will be about 3 years that I've been streaming in April, and my average viewership's around 20, and I have around 2,300 followers.
Nice. Wow, 3 years pre-pandemic.
Yeah, yep. Just barely.
Yeah. So, we're gonna talk about affiliate and how you made it, and then how you kind of
Yeah.
grew from there. So, did you have a plan when you started streaming, or did you kind of just hit go live?
I didn't really have a plan. My brother watched Twitch a lot, and I was like, that would be cool to do. I like
Yeah.
video games. So
Yeah.
I sort of just went for it and tried it. And
Nice.
yeah, I didn't really plan to get affiliated, but it ended up happening after, I think, like a month and a half.
Okay. And how did that happen? If you didn't really have a plan, was it in real life
Well,
friends or?
no, I didn't tell like anyone in real life that I was streaming because I was like, because then they'll watch me and it'll be nerve-wracking. Like I
Yeah.
didn't tell, and my parents knew I was streaming, but I didn't tell them my username. But I think I mostly just hopped around games, and then I found a few friends that also streamed, and we would collab and stuff. And then
Oh,
also I played Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight has a pretty dedicated fan base, so I got a lot
yeah.
of people that would come in like, "Oh, a person experiencing this game for the first time. That's so
First
exciting."
playthroughs. Yeah, first playthroughs are
Yeah,
such a thing.
they love first playthroughs are very loved on Twitch.
Yeah. So after you hit the three average viewers and the 50 followers, did you have any dips, or was it just kind of growing until the 20?
I did have like a really big dip because about like 4 or 5 months into streaming, I took a break because I was in college, so I had a lot of schoolwork and things to do. And I was like, well, I don't really have time. I'll just play games off stream. But then, like 6 months after that, I was like, I really liked streaming. I sort of want to do
Oh,
it again. So I came
yeah.
back. So I was basically starting from nothing again when you take a
Yeah.
break that long when you're not really big.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just do the same thing. I jumped around, and it was around this time that I started doing like community nights, which is a great way to bring in new viewers because they're like, oh, this streamer is playing and I can play with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely helped get the viewership back.
Yeah. Nice. Do you have any successful tips for views and followers other than just like your cool vibes or anything that you haven't already said?
Um, I think community engagement is huge. Not just doing like community game nights, but you can also just provide a way to give back to your community.
Yeah.
I obviously did this with game nights, but lots of people do things like, oh, if you hang out or are regular, you could be entered in like a giveaway and I'll make you a little present. Or I
Aw.
also did a thing where every 100 followers I would stream for 12 hours, which
Whoa.
obviously not everyone is like physically or mentally able to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of different ways like that you don't have to spend money on that you can give back to your community.
So going to 20 is a big jump. So do
Hmm.
you have any tips for that or any things that you did that you saw like you're like, wow, that actually kind of helped?
I think probably the biggest thing, like once I started getting more viewers, is around the time I started focusing on my branding a lot more.
Oh.
And I don't really know where the otters came from, but they're sort of my mascot, just like they're your
Yeah.
mascot. It was very cute. We both have otters. I thought that was adorable. But I then also tried to like coordinate with emotes like my panels. Having panels is good. And I think some people don't realize like if you have the same aesthetic, people notice that and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh wow, they've put a lot of work into this." And I think that really pays off.
Yeah. Is there anything else that kind of just like changed it all that helped you either make affiliate or helped you get to the average of 20 that you're at right now?
I'm not like a giant streamer, so it wasn't to their extent, but Among Us was very popular for community
Yeah.
nights.
Yeah.
So like not necessarily, you don't have to follow like every trend, but paying attention to trends and maybe like, oh, that game looks like something I would like. I should try it can help
Yeah.
too because it like that game blew up and I think one night I got like 50 to 75 follows and it was just cuz people wanted to play that game with me. It was crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. So how do you
Yeah.
get people to come back after they've already followed? Is there something that you do on stream, off stream to kind of get them to come back?
I think it's probably like I try really hard to focus on chat and like I still have a Discord server, so I think people who join the Discord server, if you try to talk to them in there, they definitely tend to come back. And other people, I think one thing is I am a variety streamer, but I tried to not change the game every time I streamed
Okay.
because if one person follows you like on one night and then the next night you're playing something completely different, unless you were like really, really like if you really stood out to them, they might not come back because they might have followed you for that game.
Right.
So something that happened where I got a larger following was the Soulsborne series, which I think
Yeah.
you probably had a similar experience
Yeah.
because people really liked those games. And so I would play those like until I beat them and then I'd
Yeah.
swap to something else. So instead of swapping from night to night, I would like continue that for a little while and I think people like following you on a journey through a game.
Yeah. That's really smart. Totally. So big picture plans now. So you're at an average of 20. You've been streaming for a few years. Like, what's next?
I was trying really hard to think about like what my big goal was with streaming, but I think it's mostly just to continue to I don't know, interact with people and give them a place to hang out and stay connected with others because I wouldn't say I'd really like am pushing for partner or anything, but I think Twitch is a really cool place. Like the amount of people you can meet from all over the world is really cool.
Well, thank you so much for coming on today and answering all the questions.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh, of course. Well, thank you again, and I'll see you in your streams.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.